Welcome back to Autoscope Reviews, your trusted destination where we dive deep into the world of cars. From the luxurious, to the practical, to the honest that strike the perfect balance between affordability and performance. Today, we're going to explore something special from Russia, a car that manages to merge sportiness with accessibility, style with everyday usability, and fun with budget-friendly practicality. Yes, I'm talking about the Lada Granta Sport, a car that is more than just an upgrade of the standard Granta. It is an ambitious attempt by Avtovaz to prove that sporty cars don't always have to come with a premium badge or a wallet-breaking price tag. Before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell, so you never miss an Autoscope Reviews deep dive into the cars that matter. Let's get into it. The Lada Granta has long been known as an affordable car for the masses in Russia and neighboring countries. It is compact, straightforward, reliable, and most importantly, cheap to buy and maintain. It is the sort of car that puts practicality and budget at the forefront. But when the Granta Sport was introduced, it flipped the narrative a little bit. Suddenly, Lada wasn't just making basic cars. They were trying to add an element of thrill, excitement, and sporty personality to their otherwise utilitarian lineup. So what exactly makes the Granta Sport different? Let's start with the design. At first glance, you notice the tweaks immediately. The Granta Sport takes the basic shape of the standard Granta sedan and gives it a more aggressive, dynamic touch. The bumpers are sportier, the side skirts are extended, and there is a subtle spoiler at the back to emphasize its performance character. The wheels are bigger, usually 16-inch alloys, and wrapped in wider tiers that hug the road better. The suspension is slightly lowered, giving the car a more planted stance. In short, the Granta Sport doesn't look like your typical budget sedan anymore, it has presence, character, and a touch of sportiness that makes you double take. Move to the front end, and you'll see sharper lines, a revised grille, and redesigned headlights that add to its aggressive expression. From the back, the spoiler and the twin exhaust tips hint at performance. It is not overly flashy like some high-end sports sedans, but it finds the sweet spot between sporty flair and everyday practicality. Now let's stay inside. The interior of the Granta Sport is where Avtovaz tried to balance budget constraints with sporty ambition. You won't find luxury leather or premium metal trims here, but you do get sport-style bucket seats with supportive bolstering, sometimes accented with red stitching to emphasize the sport factor. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and has a flat bottom design in some versions. The gear shifter is also styled to feel a bit more performance-oriented. The instrument cluster is revised with sportier details, and you get aluminum pedals that look and feel racy. But most importantly, the Granta Sport is about what is under the hood. Power comes from a 1.6-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine, tuned to deliver around 120 horsepower and 160 Nm of torque. Now, 120 horsepower may not sound like much in today's world of turbocharged small cars, but remember, this is a lightweight sedan with a focus on affordability. And with a 5-speed manual transmission sending power to the front wheels, it delivers a surprisingly fun driving experience. 0-100 km/h takes about 9.5 to 10 seconds, which is respectable for its class and price bracket. The top speed is around 197 km/h, which again is more than enough for most drivers. But raw numbers don't tell the whole story. What makes the Granta Sport enjoyable is the driving feel. The lowered suspension makes the car handle corners with more confidence than the standard Granta. The steering, while not razor sharp like a hot hatch, feels direct enough to drive you feedback. The car feels stable at highway speeds and nimble enough in city traffic. It is a car that wants to be pushed a little harder than your average budget sedan. Another aspect worth noting is the exhaust note. The Granta Sport comes with a slightly sport-tuned exhaust system that gives it a deeper, trottier growl compared to the base Granta. It is not too loud or obnoxious, but just enough to make the driving experience feel more engaging. Now, let us talk about practicality, because let us be honest, that is what many buyers of the Granta lineup care about. Despite being sportier, the Granta Sport hasn't sacrificed much in terms of usability. It still has a decent-sized trunk, room for 5 passengers, and fairly comfortable rear seats. The suspension, though firmer, isn't punishing on bumpy roads, which is important for Russian roads that can often be less than ideal. Fuel economy is also respectable. The 1.6 engine manages to deliver around 7-8 liters per 100 km in combined driving, which is affordable for everyday commuting. Maintenance costs are low, and parts availability across Russia and neighboring markets is excellent, making it an easy car to live with. So, who is the target buyer for the Lada Granta Sport? This is a car for the younger generation who wants something affordable but also fun. It is for the person who doesn't want just another budget sedan but can't stretch their budget to buy a more expensive sporty car like a VW Polo GTI or a Ford Fiesta ST. The Granta Sport gives them a taste of performance while keeping the wallet happy. Of course, it is not without shortcomings. The build quality isn't at the level of its Western or Asian rivals. Some interior plastics feel cheap, and refinement at higher speeds isn't perfect. There is also no automatic transmission option for those who prefer convenience. And while 120 horsepower is decent, it doesn't compare to the puncher engines of its rivals in Europe or Asia. But again, when you factor in the price, these shortcomings become much easier to forgive. The price point is one of the biggest selling factors. The Granta Sport is significantly cheaper than many entry-level sporty sedans or hot hatches. For the price of a used compact in some markets, you can get a brand new Granta Sport with warranty and a sporty personality. That is an unbeatable value proposition for money. Beyond the specs and numbers, the Granta Sport represents something symbolic. It is proof that AvtoVAZ is not just stuck in the past making basic cars. They are experimenting, they are innovating, and they are trying to cater to drivers who want more than just a 2B transportation. The Granta Sport is a bridge between budget practicality and youthful enthusiasm. When you compare it to cars in the same price range, the Granta Sport really stands out. Most cars at its price point are either boring sedans or outdated hatchbacks. Very few offer any kind of sporty styling or driving enjoyment. That is where the Granta Sport finds its niche. It may not be the fastest or the most refined, but it is definitely one of the most exciting cars in its price category. In terms of competition, the Granta Sport could be compared to models like the Kia Rio, Hyundai Solaris, or Renault Logan in Russia. However, none of those have a sporty variant that is priced as aggressively as the Granta Sport. And when compared to international sporty compacts, yes, it falls short in outright performance, but it wins in terms of affordability and accessibility. Another point worth mentioning is the aftermarket tuning potential. The Granta Sport, with its solid base and affordable parts, has become a favorite for car enthusiasts in Russia who love modifying their vehicles. From custom exhausts to ECU remops and suspension upgrades, owners often enhance their Granta Sports even further, turning them into truly unique machines. Now, let us circle back to the driving experience. The Granta Sport is not just about numbers, it is about the feeling you get behind the wheel. Imagine taking a sharp corner on a winding road, hearing the engine growl, feeling the car hold the line with confidence, and realizing that you didn't have to spend a fortune to get that thrill. That is the essence of the Granta Sport. It democratizes driving fun. Of course, no review would be complete without looking at the safety features. The Granta Sport comes equipped with basics like ABS, airbags, and electronic stability control. It may not have advanced driver assist systems like adaptive cruise control or lane keeping assist, but again, those aren't expected at this price point. What it offers is solid basic safety that makes it a dependable car for daily use. Looking ahead, the future of the Granta Sport depends largely on AvtoVAZ's vision. As emission standards tighten and electric vehicles start dominating, cars like the Granta Sport may face challenges. But in the here and now, it is an important product that keeps the idea of affordable performance alive. So, let us sum it up. The Lada Granta Sport is affordable, stylish in its own way, sporty enough to be fun, and practical enough to be a daily driver. It is not perfect, it is not a luxury car, it is not a hot hatch killer, and it is not going to set lap records. But it delivers a smile pure that very few cars can match. And sometimes, that is exactly what matters in a car. For young drivers looking for their first sporty car, or for families who want a practical sedan with a bit of flair, the Granta Sport makes a lot of sense. It is one of those cars that you buy not just with your wallet, but also with your heart. So, what do you think? Could the Lada Granta Sport be the perfect affordable sporty car for you? Or do you think it is still not enough to tempt buyers away from foreign rivals? Let them know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. That is it for today's deep dive into the Lada Granta Sport. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to Autoscope Reviews for more honest, detailed car reviews from around the world. Thanks for watching, and until next time, drive safe and stay passionate about cars.